Oops. How's this going? If you're watching the replay, hello. I'm just waiting for my computer. I think it's offline. Oh, and look at this. Is the internet coming on? Okay, I can't even tell if you guys, if anybody can see me. Hi Laura, can you see me? My computer doesn't have internet, my phone still does, so I'm in doing this right now. Happy New Year to you guys. Those watching the replay, when you come on watching the replay, make sure to say yes. I mean, say hello when you watch. You're on. Oh my goodness. It's ridiculous. My computer still doesn't have Wi-Fi. Ah, there we go. Just wondering if I should switch to data for my computer. If you notice that the video stalls, it'll come back. It's just that I'm switching to data. Oh, thanks. My hair is kind of curly, that's why. And I'm surrounded by the sun glow. The sun glow. It looks foggy here, but it's just because of the, it's overcast, it's humid. I'm still trying. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay, almost there. How are you guys doing? How's your New Year's so far? Have you made New Year's resolutions? What are you looking forward to this year? What are you going to create into reality this year? Okay. I'm going to see how the video is doing. I have notes and questions for this one, but we're going to see who pops on. And of course, at any time, feel free to post questions, ask me questions. Good. How did you do over the holidays, Laura? Pretty good, or how'd you do? That's a little better, isn't it? It's just the light because of the haze of the sun. Okay, who else is here? Kind of bad during Christmas. Is it bad, or are you disappointed in yourself, or are you more so like, okay, well, I chose to eat those things, so whatever. Or did you find yourself feeling out of control? Because it's different when we choose to eat those things and, we make those choices and we go, okay, I'm going to eat these things and, that's okay. But it's different when we don't want to, and then all of a sudden we start binging and we're like, oh my God, I can't believe I just did that, right? Those are two totally different things. One is more of a choosing and coming from empowerment, and the other way of doing it is coming from... is like being in a state of an emotional problem, right? Eating for emotional reasons. Is this yeah. Out of control at times, wow. Okay, well, you want to think about that, right? What we're going to talk about today, hope more people come on. It's been so quiet. Like, I did a video in another group of mine too, and it was like, yeah, very quiet. I don't know. For coaches and us who are online world, we're like crazy today. We are like on it, getting our goals set for let's get going. It's 2019. So I don't know if certain people are just like really almost too relaxed and thinking, I'll get to it tomorrow. So why do you think it got out of control sometimes, Laura? What did you feel in those moments? Were there some of the reasons? How's this going? Or just post this again. really good to know how and why we get out of it, right? Like what we're dealing with when we feel that out of control, like, oh my God, I can't believe I just did that again. Because then it's like, it's kind of like knowing, right? We didn't have your routine. Okay, so what I want to say about that, and that's a really good one. That's a really good one. It's an excuse. It doesn't have to be true. But I never really thought about that before. So why it doesn't have to be true is because eating, like it depends. So this is what it depends. I'm not sure what you mean. So if you, not being in a routine as in maybe you didn't have meals prepped, if it's just that you didn't prep your meals so you didn't have those meals to eat, or is it you were, within all the meals and everything, you were just eating lots of the wrong things. That's two different things. So if you are going through the holiday season and you see yourself like eating too many of the wrong things all the time, that's a problem. If you're like, well, I was just really busy, so I didn't like do all my prepping of food, but you can still make healthy choices. Even if you didn't take time to prep or do that, making healthy choices can be done all the time. You can still make healthy choices at parties. Has nothing to do with not eating healthy. So why I mean that is the whole time, I eat other things too, don't get me wrong. But there's always ways of making healthy choices. Always. There, no matter how your routine's out, doesn't matter. So like being busy with parties or going to parties, those foods that they have there are some of those whatever foods, right? You can choose to eat a lot of them or you can choose to eat a little of them, right? So that's a choice too. You can choose to make a green smoothie before you go. That's a good choice and that will get you, so that'll help, right? At least you're getting some good nutrition. You can choose to bring something healthy to the party, so that makes sure that you have those healthy things. Now, most parties do have vegetables and dips and things like that. So there usually are some better options, right? And then drinking lots of water. So there's ways to look at it. You can still make healthy choices by drinking like lots of water, making sure you're staying hydrated, making sure you're eating whatever they have that is the good food, or bringing your own good, making sure that when you first get up in the morning, you're still having your, however your green drinks or your good drinks first thing in the morning, no matter what, right? Because when we use, let's say we say, okay, it's a holiday and I just don't have time today, I'm rushing off. That's like saying, I'm leaving the house without brushing my teeth or combing my hair or looking in the mirror, right? It's got to get to that, or else you will always put it off during certain times. So when it is like, just like brushing your teeth or brushing your hair in the morning or whatever, where it means you don't leave the house until, right? That's the way certain things need to be. So that you could keep it simple over the holidays by just saying, I'm going to, as much as possible, I'm going to eat as many vegetables as I can, no matter what the meal, like wherever meals we are or wherever we go or whatever, when I'm at home, the meals I'm going to prepare at home myself are going to include those things. And it's super fast and easy to just like cook up some broccoli or cook up some things. Plus also it can be like, today I'm going to have 2 green smoothies, I guess. I don't have much time to eat any meals or even cut things for salads, or I didn't go shopping, so I'm going to blend up 2 green smoothies or stop at a place on the way and get a juice or a smoothie. You can get fresh juices at places like in certain cities. Things like that, right? So just being conscious, it's not like it's all or nothing where, well, I didn't have time to prep or plan, or wasn't in my routine. Because there's so many times in life when we're not going to be in our routine. It's just natural, right? It's just natural. So by going, even when I'm not in my routine, I'm able to, this is what I do. So every morning I wake up and I make sure I have my green drink or green smoothie or whatever, right? And then I get on with my day. You can make a double batch and bring with you. You can stop at a place that has healthier food and get takeout. So it's kind of like that. It's just by noticing what things we say to ourselves, and if they really need to be true, or if we're kind of just using them, making them true. That's all for everybody. I'm not just talking to you, Laura. That was a really good example. Really good example. because in the holidays we don't have routines, and so people tend to use that as, oh, I'm out of my routine, therefore I couldn't eat healthy, when yet that's just a choice. Thanks, Kate. Yeah, I know I could do more about those, right? So nice to have you here, Kate. Sorry about this morning, the confusion. All right. So what are some of your, what do you desire to create in 2019? That is what we are talking about today. And I'm also going to talk about some concepts of the old way of setting goals, setting intentions, setting resolutions that don't really work anymore, and why the old ways of doing things don't really work anymore. So we're going to cover those, and you're going to hear some maybe new ideas that you hadn't thought of, new concepts that'll help you go, oh, I so get it, right? All right. So first of all, of course, whenever you go to start, you need to know, there we go. What do I desire for 2019? It could be the same as you wanted to do for 2018. It doesn't matter, right? Another way you could ask it is, and it needs to be what would feel good to me. And that's what we're going to talk about. So it's what do I desire to create, to have results? But it also needs to be what do I desire, what would feel good to me, right? Okay, that's a good thing. We'll use that, Laura, because I'll talk to you. You'll see when we move through this goal creation. Hi, Bonita. Nice to have you here. When we move through this, you'll see what might be stopping you. You might get an idea what's stopping you. So, yeah, it needs to feel good to you. So, exercise. So, the reason why somebody can't get themselves to do something is because they don't want to do it. Yeah. And focusing on food is great. Why somebody doesn't do something is because they don't want to do it. That's basically it. It's super easy, right? It's like we keep asking, like we could ask ourselves, why don't I? Why do I keep quitting? Why, right? All those whys. Hi, everyone. Jump on, say hello when you're here. Let me know what you want to create for your 2019. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. What do you desire to create for 2019? What would feel good for you to create? That's any results you want, anything in your life, whatever. Write it down in the comments. So when we go looking at something we desire, let's say I need to exercise and I want to exercise, right? So let's start with that example. When you do that, you're doing it out of, I need to do it. It's probably what's missing. I don't like the way my body is. I want like more tone. I don't want to be flabby. I don't like the way my clothes fit. So I need to exercise, right? So that's the way we kind of think of it. And then it becomes more of a force, a push, a pull. So you won't stick with anything that feels like a push, a pull, or a force. You just won't. But that is where many, many, many New Year's resolutions or goals start. I need to do this. I'm going to do this. I want this result, so I guess I have to do this. When you're coming from that space, you may be able to do it for a little while, but you won't stick with it. And that's why so many New Year's resolutions die because you don't really want to do it. And so I know this, sometimes in life we have to do what we don't want to do, but this is a much easier way of thinking about it. Yes. And what that comes to is discipline then. But you will, hi, say hello when you guys jump on. But you will never stick with anything if it's really truly something you don't want to do. So if you desire to have, let's say, a toned body, that requires you to do some weight training, right? Like body weight exercises and weight training. So then you got to look, okay, that is my desire. Am I willing to do the strength training? Am I willing to do the weight training, right? I don't care how much you want that desire. You need to look, do I want to do the things that I think I need to do to get the result? I'm just reading some of them. For this year, I want to eat healthier and be more active, and this is one of my New Year's resolutions. Excellent. Hi. I want to create mindset that eating healthy is positive and self-care. Good, not deprivation. Exactly, we're going to talk about that, Melissa. I don't stick with eating when I feel against myself. Totally what we're talking about. Hi, Mary. Totally what we're talking about, Melissa. So we're using exercise right now. But if, I'll talk about that later, Benina. If you're using exercise, let's say, and so, but you say to yourself, okay, I need to go to the gym. I need to go 5 days a week. I need to do this. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And you're forcing yourself and you're pushing yourself and you're pulling yourself and you don't really want to do it, right? The thing that happens is you're not going to stick with it. So what you need to do instead is go, okay, I desire to have a toned body. How do I think that is going to come about? Well, I'll probably need to go to the gym and do some weight training. Either do some weight training at home or at the gym. Hire a personal trainer if I don't know how to do it. So those are the things that will lead to me having more of a toned body. And I probably have to do that 4 times a week, right? Then you look at it and you go, am I willing to do that 4 times a week? And you can't be, or of course, I'll do it. No, I want you to get real with yourself. Are you willing to do that 4 times a week? How long do you think it'll take? What do you need to let go of? Are you going to be able to put that in your life the way your life is right now, right? Because most of the time people try to add things. Okay, I'll go to the gym 4 times a week and I'll do all this, but they don't take anything out of their life. So eventually they don't even want to go to the gym. So they're forcing themselves to go to the gym. They have no time anyways. So they're trying to cram it in. It's not working. They're stressed. They're overwhelmed. They're frustrated. They're mad. They're bitchy. They hate the gym. It's not going to work. So if you want a toned body and you know that that requires weight training, get real with yourself and say things like, do I desire to do that 4 times a week? Do you really, really want a toned body? Which, of course, yeah. And why would I? Well, it's not only for how I look. It's because the muscles, the strength of my muscles and ligaments and tendons support my bones, which help me to stand strong, upright. They help me to walk better. They help me so that I have a healthy life, so that I can stay mobile and independent. So you need to get going like that. So you see the benefits of why. Then you're like, okay, I see all the benefits. This is why I want a toned body. This is how important it is. Because if I don't, I could be one of those people walking around with a walker. I could be somebody in a home. I could have to have my family take care of me, right? So I want a strong, toned body. I don't want to end up like this as an old lady. So that means I decide I go to the gym 4 times a week, or I hire a trainer, or I do it at home. So I need to let go of these things to make room. I decide and I'm going to stick with it, and I'm happy that I get to do this experience. Because if you're not happy with it and you don't like it, you won't do it. I'm just going to catch up on some comments. That's not true, Melissa. We just talked about that. Yeah, totally. So, yeah, it's really about, so if you decide to get that toned body, then you're like, well, how would I do that? That would feel really good to me, right? So this is what you would ask Laura. How could I do that? That would actually feel good to me. Along with knowing that, so if you commit to it, like if that's really what you want, you get into, like I said, the deep behind the story, like it contributes to a whole aspect more than just my clothes fitting better and my arms looking good. It contributes to me to be able to stand up tall, look more youthful, look younger, walk with more ease, not have aches and pains, be able to be mobile for longer in my life, be able to travel and see amazing places, be able to walk down my street 20 years from now, be able to go on a hike 10 years from now. All of those things, we need to know that the muscle tone is so much more than how you look. It is actually how it's the support system of your body. Your bones are there, which support your body, but if the ligaments, the tendons, I should say, the ligaments and the muscles are weak, they're what support your structure, your bones. You'll end up like this. Too much pressure on certain joints in your body. Yeah, not enough support for the joints in your body. That's why people have leg injuries, knee pain, joint pain, hip problems, back problems, curvature of the spine, all of those things. So that's how important having a toned body is. So when you realize that, you can see the vision of my life, the way I see my life, and you need a vision of your life. This is how I see myself. So what's required to keep myself like that? What's required so that I have that, so that I am that, so that is my life? That's how we need to look at it, right? And that keeps you motivated. Not just lose 5 pounds, gain nice looking arms. It's really more about the vision of your life, how you truly want to live and feel. So if you were to be achy and hunched over and sore and not able to walk very well, not able to hike, not able to walk, how would you feel about your life and yourself, right? Oh, it's okay, Bonita, have a good day, have a good night. You wouldn't feel good. Your life would be so much less than it could be. Same with healthy eating. So I encourage you guys to develop a big vision, like a vision of how you see your life, right? It's so much more than just the little goals or the little resolutions or whatever. It's so much more than that. It's like I'm deciding and choosing to eat healthy food because la 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 la. I'm deciding to have a toned body because, and all the reasons, how it affects every single aspect of your life, how it affects how you feel, right? So how you would feel so much better about yourself, right? When you're 10, 20 years from now, you're still one of those people who can walk unassisted, who are still maybe jogging, who are hiking, who is traveling the world, who is seeing things, who is playing with your grandkids, who's able to do all those things, who doesn't require on medication and painkillers and hospital visits and hip replacements and knee replacements, right? We need to get real with what the consequences are of what we desire to choose, good and bad. So when we make a choice to have a toned, healthy body, the consequences of that are pretty darn good, right? But when we say, oh, well, I was out of routine, I had to eat this stuff, oh, well, it happened again, I guess I just can't stick with it, oh, well, I'm not that bad, everybody else around me kind of is this way, so I guess 20 pounds is okay, oh, 30 pounds is okay, oh, 40 pounds is okay, oh, I don't have time to go to the gym, oh, well, I guess I'm just not a gym person, right? We say those things, but we don't think past our excuses. You need to think past your excuses. Okay, if I'm making these choices, because saying no is a choice, not doing something is a choice. What's the consequence of this choice that I'm making? Right? Oh, thanks, Kate. You're so good. Yeah, you get that into that mindset where it's really, you see why all of this is like, it's a choice, but it's a commitment, but it's also, of course I'm going to do this, right? You get to the point where it's like, of course this is how I choose to live. Of course this is how I choose to live. Because it makes me feel this way, because I get to do these things, because I like feeling this way, because it allows me to feel this way, because it allows me to do all these things, right? Like you want it to be, I'm doing these things for the life I desire to live, not just for one certain result. And that's the way to go into a new year. And that's what I mean. What do you desire? What's your vision of your life for 2019? And so few people actually go into anything that detailed. And it doesn't even have to be so detailed. You could just talk. You could just write it out. It's like, well, you want to do this because this is how I truly desire to live and feel. I did a post in this group or somewhere about how did you imagine yourself in the future when you were a child, right? And I was surprised that so few people said I didn't imagine myself in the future. I'm like, how can you not? For me, that's all I guess, because that's what drives you. That's what motivates you. It's like losing a weight for a wedding. You are going to lose weight if you're going to get married because you're thinking it's because of this. This is my desire. This is my goal. This is why I want it. This is why, because I'm going to feel this way, because I'm going to look this way, because you're so wrapped up in the emotion and the feeling of that wedding. That's what drives you forward. So you need to be that wrapped up and excited about your life. And that will keep you motivated. Guaranteed 100% it keeps you motivated. But so few people do that, and that's why they don't stick with things. So you can know what to eat. You can know how to eat. You can have all the recipes. You can have all the recipe books. You can have all the exercise equipment. But you don't stick with it, right? And why? Why? Because you're forcing yourself to do things you don't want to do and you haven't developed a big enough vision or why behind it. You don't see or really understand how having that or not having it is going to affect your life. So does this make sense to people? Who else is on? Does anybody else want to get help with something while we're on this? Is there anything you want to get assistance with? Something that you're struggling with, or something that you have a hard time staying on track with, right? Post it and I can help you through that if you want. And we talked at the beginning of the video, so post while I'm talking about it. We talked at the beginning of the video about routine, being out of a routine. That's why I couldn't eat healthy. And so I explained that at the beginning of the video. So if you missed it, watch that, because that can be really helpful for you too. How I talk about, that's another excuse. It doesn't have to be that way, right? We've just used that thought process for a very long time. So let me know if there's anything you want help with, if anybody's struggling with anything like, I just can't stay on track with eating healthy, or I do well for a week and then I'm not, or I'm trying to do this. Yeah, just post it here and I can help you through it if you want. Or if you have any other general questions. Anything else, everybody? No one wants to add anything? Hello. All right. Well, if you're on the replay, watching the replay, feel free to post something or post questions too. Okay. So, another question you might want to ask yourself is, if I was being fully, truly me and in my power, like feeling empowered, what would that look like? So what would my life look like if I was feeling fully empowered, standing in my power, and living my truth? That's kind of another way to look at what would your vision be in life, okay? Yeah, would it feel good? Exactly. No, white balsamic vinegar is not the same as white vinegar, Laura. White balsamic's my favorite. It's a little sweet, so it's definitely sweetened. It tastes like, it has sulfites in it, so if you're sensitive, well, all balsamic has sulfites. So if you're sensitive to sulfites, Laura, it does have sulfites in it, white and regular balsamic. It's the best. White balsamic vinegar is really, 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 really good. It's my favorite, but it has sulfites, so I don't consume a lot of it. But it's excellent. It's my favorite for salad dressings by far. I like it way better than regular balsamic. All right, so you want to ask yourself, if I was being fully and truly me and living in my empowered state, what would that feel like? Because we're always going to our feelings. We're always walking towards or wanting to go towards feeling good and away from feeling miserable. So when we align our vision, our lives, our goals, our visions, whatever, with what would feel good for me, we're more likely to stick with them. But when we align them to things like, I need to go to the gym 5 days a week, I need to clean up my eating, but really it's going to be boring, those are things we're not going to stick to because we don't want to do them. So when you write it out, what would feel good to me, for me to do, or if one of your goals is to go to the gym 4 days a week, but you don't know if you really like the gym, then you start to play around with it like, well, how could I do it in a way that feels good to me? What are some things that I could do to strengthen my body that would feel better for me to do? And then come up with answers. That's the best way to do it. When there's no force, pull, push yourself to do things because you won't stick with it. Okay? So it's all about knowing what the result you want is, how that result would make you feel, how it would affect your life and all of your life. Getting clear on all of that helps to give you the motivation to stick with it. Okay? So it's like finding your why, your vision, all of that. Am I willing to do it? Does it feel good to me? Those are your next questions. Am I willing to do it, and does it feel good to me? Oh, I'm going to put these in. Do I actually desire to do it? That's a huge one. Because if you want the outcome, you need to continue to do those things that's going to give you the outcome. But do you actually desire to do them? So you need to break that apart, and you need to ask yourself, is this something I'm willing to do? Desire to do? And if it's like, oh, I really don't want to do it, but I really truly want the outcome, then you find a way to do it, or dig deeper into your why, into your reasoning, into how wonderfully it's going to affect your life when you've achieved it. And then that's when discipline sets in, and you go, okay, that means I become disciplined about doing this in my life because I desire this to happen, because it is my vision of how I truly want to live my life. Therefore, I'm committing to it, and I'm saying yes, and I'm going to do it, and I'm excited to do it because I desire to have this vision. This is my life I desire. And what is the other option? The other option is not doing it. Then what will happen? Right? Are you going to give up on yourself again? Are you going to say no again? Are you going to go backwards again? Are you going to repeat patterns again? Right? That's the other option. So ask yourself that, right? When you get to that point where you're like, oh my God, I just don't know. What's the other option, Diana? To go backwards. What would that happen? What would happen in your life if you didn't do this? Well, yeah, I'd get even flabbier. I'd get flabbier. Like, this is exercise. I'd get flabbier. I'd get weaker. My back would probably start to hurt. My knee might get bad. My hips might get bad. I won't be able to walk properly as I age. On and on and on, right? We need to take those roads that so few people do because they just want to ignore it. And then the years go by, and all of a sudden something happens, and people are like, how did this happen to me? Well, there you go. You did it to yourself every single time, right? Every single time we do it to ourselves. So, what have you been not doing that you know you should be doing in a way, and we'll work on that? What have you not been doing that you're like, okay, this year, you are so right. I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to start to do this. Put it in the comments. And I'm going to write out some of these questions, okay? I'm writing out other questions I didn't quite have. Feel. We got 4 questions written there. Any comments, you guys? What do you desire for 2019? Like, what are you saying yes to that you might not have said yes to already, or that you kind of didn't do last year and you're like, this year, I need to do this for this year. Okay, I put a few questions in there. Oh yeah, here's another one you want to ask. These are some things you can journal on and ask. True to me. Oopsie. See? How can I? Okay, I wrote down some more questions. Of course, the video still I explain a little bit more. No one wants to put down below what they want to create. Come on, you guys. If you're not going to create, you're not going to get, right? If you're not going to do the work, you're not going to get what you desire. That is for sure. So, yeah, what would it feel good to me? Because if you don't do it in a way that feels good to you, you will sabotage, you won't stick with it, okay? When I think about doing these things, do they seem hard to me? Deprivation, tough, unfun. No, doesn't feel good. So if you're desiring to do something and you're thinking about the things you need to do it, how does that make you feel? Do they seem like, no, oh my God, it's going to be forcing myself. I'm going to have to do this. I need to do this. So when it comes from that space, you won't stick to it. So really notice how you can make this in alignment with who you want to be and your life to be, instead of a chore, a dull, wow, I don't want to do it, right? Because that is when you will stay motivated. Because you want it to be coming from a place of, yes, I'm excited to do this because it's going to give me this result. It's going to help me contribute to the vision of how I truly want to live my life. I'm in it. I'm ready. I'm so excited to do this. Let's do this. I'm happy. Let's go. Even if some parts of it are going to be like, okay, well, that's going to be, it's the determination, the commitment to yourself, to your vision, to how you want to live your life, that'll keep you going, okay? That's what you need to create within yourself. And that comes from creating it from yourself, okay? We look to others sometimes to keep us motivated. More so, they inspire you to stay motivated, or inspire you to find your own motivation, which always comes from within. Always, always, always. Oh, it's 1111. Excellent. Now, here's a great idea that I get my clients to do, and I'm going to put it down here. So, write them down on paper and post in. Okay, so each day, or not each day, I mean, you write it out one day and then you do it each day. You're going to pick like 3, some people pick 4 things that you decide you're going to for sure do each and every day. And they are commitments. And this is how you develop the discipline around it and how they become just second nature, like brushing your teeth. These things are things that are like non-negotiables, which means I do these. Hi, Judy. Happy New Year. That means you do these things because you know they contribute, they're going to lead you, they are going to bring you into the life you desire, into your vision of your life. So you say yes to them, you do them every day, just like brushing your teeth. It's like you wouldn't leave the house without brushing your teeth, brushing your hair, right? These things too. These things you do every single day. Now you can post them somewhere, you can carry them in a little piece of paper in your purse somewhere where you see them every day and just like tick off. You must do 3 things a day. Now, some of the things could include like some people who are just starting out want to have like green drinks or green juices every day, like or green smoothies, right? So they're like, I have 2 green smoothies a day. That could be one thing. Another thing is like people want to get more active, move. So I move my body 30 minutes a day. You can start with 10, whatever. Journaling is a huge one for me, creating your life, journaling in a way that what we've been talking about in this video, you're consistently reaffirming how you want your life to be, consistently creating things that are coming into your life by intention. So it's intention setting, because if you don't set intentions, the universe will just give you whatever is floating around, and also will give you whatever your repetitive thoughts are, which are usually all the things you don't really desire anymore. Because most of the time we spend too much time thinking about, I don't like this, I don't want that, why haven't I gotten this? How come this is still the way it is? Oh my God, this person irritates me. So remember, what you focus on expands. What you focus on, you get more of in your life. That's why the more you focus on your weight is not going to help you lose the weight. So things to remember. So really, the journaling, which I teach in Creation Journaling, if you want that program, it's only $47. And I still have my Bali bundle too for $67. So those are the things that's really about, like getting clear, right? So what do you want to create in your life? And so setting up 3 things a day that you're going to commit to and you're going to actually do. And what this does is that it also, when you start to do it every day, you start to feel better about yourself. You see that you are taking action, so your moods improve. You start feeling better because the things you're doing actually contribute to you feeling better, right? And it's like a sign for your body to say, yes, she's taking action. She's willing to do what it takes. We're going to get results because she's in it. She's on our side. Let's do this. You know, all of that type of thing. The universe comes in and gives you help. But it's intentions and doing the actions and making a commitment and making those choices and making those decisions every single day. That's what gets you where you desire to be. Just sitting back and hoping it happens or complaining about that it hasn't happened yet, or actually not even thinking about it, is it will never, ever, 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 ever get you to where you want to go. So those people who are like, yeah, I don't really set intentions or do resolutions. I just kind of like, you know, I'll just do better, right? It's not. Well, good luck with that, because that's, you know, you're not going to get better. And the thing is that, or when you go, well, my life's not too bad now, it'll be all right. So the thing about that is that you are in midlife here. And unfortunately, this phase in life, things don't miraculously just get better. You know, you're going in a certain direction, right? It's not like you're just automatically going to start going backwards, unless you intend to, because there is things that are anti-aging that people can do, which actually they can look more youthful in 1 year than they look right now. That is absolutely 100% possible. but you need to intend it and you need to do the actions, right? So it is possible that that can happen. But if you're not focused on anything, that's just what's going to happen. So when people say they don't think about the future, oh, I haven't really thought about it. Well, let me tell you, in 5-10 years, it's going to become, what is your reality going to look like, right? I want you to really take a look at that. All you have to do is go to Walmart or go to Superstore or go to some big place where there's lots of people and lots of different types of people around and take a good look. Go to an old age home. How do you want to be? Because, right, you have a choice right now. You're at a great age to make a good choice right now, how you desire your life to be. But it takes intention and it takes creating it and consciously living, right? Consciously living the way you want. Does anybody have any questions about anything they want to, they desire to bring in, the results they want to get, or any struggles you're having, any questions about anything with health and wellness or midlife, anything like that? Feel free to post them. We can work on them, or I can do my best to see if I have an answer for you or give you some sort of suggestions. So post them in there. And let me know if you have anything. Okay, I can look at something. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, guys, I'm just looking up something. So you go ahead. Post them if you have anything. How you doing, Judy? How are you? What are you desiring to create in your in 2019 for you? I posted a whole bunch of questions in here that people can go through. If you haven't watched from the beginning, check out the beginning because I covered a lot of good things. Yeah, let me see how I can help you. Anything from anybody? No questions? Is my video stalled? Oh, good Lord. Can you guys still see me okay? I hope so. It's just my computer, I think that. Yeah, it's still good. Excellent. Anything? Any questions? What are your visions? All good? You guys don't want to talk? Hey, you can get any type of help right now. I would take it. It still didn't come to you, Laura? Oh my God, Laura. It's your email. Your email is blocking mine. So the only thing I can do, Laura, is send you a link to each of the pages. So I'll do that, Kay. Yeah, it's your email system because I've sent it like 3 times to you already. So I will send you the link to each of the pages for the Creation Journaling Program. Thanks for letting me know. That's too bad. I don't know why. It's coming from I don't know why it's blocking. It's just blocking. You should check. You did check in your junk, your trash, your bulk mail, and all those things, eh? Yeah. You're probably not getting other things too. That's terrible. Okay. Good. All right. Okay, guys, I am doing a new 21-day program for people who have not worked with me much before, and it is going to be what I call this new program, 21 Days, Release, Recharge, and Rejuvenate, which is truly what it's about. It is releasing the limiting beliefs, the things that don't serve you anymore, along with some of the foods that cause the weight gain, inflammation, and all that in your body. You're going to recharge, right? Foods that feed your body, fuel your body, give you energy, help balance your hormones, help balance your blood sugar levels. As well as we're going to work on some stress reduction things that you can easily do throughout your day to decrease the stress, because you will not lose weight if you have stress. Stress also blunts hormone production, lowers your immune system, causes inflammation in the body, causes a toxic body, causes heart problems, leads to illness and disease. That's how bad stress is for you. So it's so important. You need to get that under control. And then, of course, rejuvenate. We're really going to be working on the consciously creating your life in a way that feels so good to you, right? And that includes, of course, you're going to get all the recipes for the foods and the things that fuel and feed your body. So you're going to begin to feel better within the first week, guaranteed. Your cravings will greatly decrease. Your bloating, your acid reflux, any type of digestive problems will start to decrease. You will feel more lighter. You will feel clearer. You will feel the brain fog lift. All of those things. So it's release, recharge, rejuvenate. That is starting January 14th. This is a program for people who haven't worked much with me before. So it is for those who are not even sure where to start in this midlife phase and would like help. Right now, it's on for $127. So I have it on special right now for the next few days. So if you're interested in, really getting back on track fast, like really getting clear on what will work for you, designing and creating, getting that vision for yourself developed, and really seeing that it can be quite easy. It doesn't have to mean deprivation. And we work on, of course, the mindset. So it's mind, body, and spirit. And you can read more on the page there. Like I said, right now it's on for only $127, goes up to $167. So that is available for those. Yeah, well then for sure, get in that 21-day program, Judy. That's exactly what we're going to do, and it's really so much is the mindset stuff too. Once you know what to eat, once you have all that, it's why are you not, and that's exactly what we're going to go into too. Why are you not sticking with it? Why doesn't it work for you? And then setting up, once you find a way of thinking that works for you, it's a way of, you get some ahas because you're like, oh, I never thought of it that way. Wow, I'm making it harder than it is. I've been struggling with this for so long because I thought it had to be this way. It doesn't really have to be this way. Oh, I see another option. I see the way it could be. And when you develop this whole thing, it's like you're doing all the different things. You're learning different ways it can be. So you're hearing the information. You're learning, you're trying new things, you're doing some journaling, figuring things out, and then you're applying it, as well as doing the recipes, eating the foods, making changes from the inside out. Everything starts to come better, starts to work out, right? It's so much, hi Ida, it's so much easier than trying to do it on your own because it's just this constant struggle and being not sure. And we can't really inspire, we can't ourselves, it's really hard at the beginning. We just tend to go back into our old patterns, behaviors, and habits way too fast because it's easier, right? It's easier for us. So in my programs, I really help women see what their patterns are, why. It's a big part of it is why you keep going back. You see that, you see why, but then you also learn, oh, this is how I can now stay on track, right? Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And yeah, and just we are our own worst enemies, let me tell you, for sure. We are. And anybody else watching my replay or whatever, this 21 day is great for people who have not worked with me that much because we will be going a lot of from the beginning, but people who have worked with me in many of my programs and are waiting for a next level one, that is coming up, okay? I will be doing another program, 21-day program for the women who have worked with me already and bringing it to the next level. That is coming. I think it's going to be called Transform. So that is coming too. But this is the perfect one. Release, Recharge, Rejuvenate is the perfect one to get into when you're like, oh my God, I need to do something. I'm not sure where to start. And I work with women as in, it's not just about one diet fits all. It's not. I'm not paleo. I don't follow paleo. I don't follow vegan. I don't follow vegetarian. I don't follow keto. It's about finding what works for you as a person. You. My recipes don't have meat in them, but you can eat meat, right? Because if meat is what works good for you, and you want to continue eating it, then I'm not going to stop you. We're going to work so that it works for you. But you will also find out how you know what types of foods work for you and what don't work for you. That's what's important, because you don't want to have to continue to do and search for and find diet after diet after diet after diet. This one didn't work, so on to the next. This one didn't work, on to the next. They're not working because they're not right for you. But when you find what's right for you, you don't have to look anymore. That's the trick. You don't. People want you to keep looking, because that's why there's all these fad diets. They make money when people are always searching for the magic pill. So they sell them like, my solution will work for you. My solution, eating this specific way gets results. Not for everybody. So when I work with women, it's like, let's find what works for you, right? Then you will never have to search again. Then you always know what works for you may not work for your friend, but that's okay. Most important thing is what works for you and what will work for your friend. As long as you both are doing what works for you, you will get results. That's just the way it is. Does anybody have any questions or comments or... anything? And another thing I wanted to say, as long as we have these outs, right? We keep saying, well, I should be doing this, but, you know, I guess if I don't, it's no big thing. Then we'll always probably resort to allowing ourselves to go backwards. So it's committing every day, committing every minute to the vision and how you desire to live your life, which isn't hard. It's not a hard thing. It should be more of a, I'm excited that I get to feel this way. I'm excited that my life gets to be like this, and I'm looking forward to it. That's where you want to get to, right? Yeah, so true, Kate. Yeah. That's the biggest beef I have with these, and I get so frustrated when I see so many people wrapped up in these fad diets and desperation around them. And, you know, what I find most works, what I know works, is being part of a community, though. And that's why, like, I do my programs the way I do in little group programs, because it's so fantastic for women, because they feel good. They don't feel alone anymore. And I definitely work with women. We got to consider hormones. We got to consider age. And so many programs for food don't, you guys. And that makes all the difference. I cannot tell you enough how much that makes a difference. Because what you could eat in your 20s, your 30s, and early 40s is not the same as what you can eat when you're going through the fluctuations of perimenopause. You know, past menopause, there may be some things that might work, right? But what, yeah, like, it's like, you got to watch, because what a vegan eats in her 20s and 30s and even early 40s, she gets in perimenopause, I tell her that girl's going to have, you know, she's going to have a bit of weight gain, right? Because vegans are very heavy in starch. So things like that, right? It's just things to consider, as well as how your body metabolizes carbohydrates. Sugars when you're in midlife too is different than when you're younger, right? So, and even fruit, right? We all know the fruit one, that's for sure. Starts January 14th, Judy. January 14th. And it may start a little bit later, but that's probably when it's going to start. Yeah. And it's not, don't worry, it's not like super strict, and it's not like where you have to be perfect. That's not, you'll see when you do it. You can actually relax a bit. It's not a crazy, can't keep up thing. It's more of an attitude in how to live your life, because it's without making everything so hard, and get out of the struggle, basically. When you align with how you really desire your life to be and your vision, and being truly you and authentic, that's, you just, everything in your life leans towards that, and it makes it easier. That's what you want to do, is you want to align mind, body, spirit to your vision of life. Therefore, you will eat to contribute to that vision. You will do things that, you know, you will move your body because you see how you truly desire to be. So that's what it's about. Well, ladies, thank you so much for being on here live. If you have any more questions, post them. I'll wait for just a minute. I see my videos getting blurry again. Yeah, for sure. You'd like it, Judy. It's, well, every woman. There's not one woman that didn't like it. There's not one. Women keep doing my programs over and over again. That's what I mean. Yeah, it's just because it's, as far as I know, it's like one of the, I just take all the overwhelm, stress, and crap out of it, right? Because it just doesn't have to be there. All right, thank you so much, ladies, for showing up. I really appreciate it. Good for you for saying yes to you in 2019 and deciding that you're going to make some changes and knowing that you're worth it, knowing that health is so important, but also that you're choosing to live, right? To really live your life in a way that's healthy, happy, and vibrant, because you can, okay? Enjoy your evening or day, whatever it is for you. Reach out to me if you want to send me a message on Facebook, a personal message about anything. Feel free to do so if you have any questions. Okay, bye-bye.